3, 2, 1. What's good, oh my ramen noodles? It is episode 10 of the Instant Ramen podcast coming at you from the very same location, but as you can see, we're switching up angles here. We're trying something different. I think I just sprayed a little bit of mist into my coffee, but that's okay because I'm getting a little bit more of H2O. The water might have been straight out of the tap, and if I do end up getting malaria or something because of this, please send help. Please donate. This is a non-profit podcast, and so if I do end up getting sick because of something of the sorts, just know I did it for you guys. Leave a like, and that's all that matters, you know? And guys, on this podcast, we talk about whatever I want to talk about. And so without further ado, let's get started. Guys, I want to tell you about my trip to India that I recently took. It wasn't as recent as let's say a week or two ago, but it was somewhere along the lines of actually it was about 3 weeks ago, I think. I'm really bad with keeping track of time. So anyway, when I got there, we decided to surprise my parents, and so we went to this place called Bangalore where my parents reside, and me and my sister, we went up to their house, and we didn't tell them we were coming in advance, and we surprised them. My mom fell to the floor in shock, and she did the classic oh my god, when your legs don't work like they used to before, and she went straight to the ground, and she was like, oh my god, I can't believe you guys, are you really here? And I was like, yep, last time I checked, I wasn't in the Sixth Sense playing Bruce Willis, you know? I'm really here, Mom. I'm here to surprise you. Let's go. So my dad ended up being pissed for some reason, because that's just how dads are, you know, when he had no idea what was coming. And so instead of being happy and surprised, your kids are visiting you, he was more like, I can't believe no one told me this, blah, blah, blah. And he just kind of, but after that, he was happy the rest of the day. But man, we decided to take a trip to this place called Ooty. It is in south of India. And yeah, man, it was just an amazing trip. It really helps give you perspective in your life when you feel lost at times, to see people not unfortunate, but just living a more simplistic type of life, their whole day consists of maybe walking 10 to 15 miles out just to grab a jug of water so they can replenish their kids' electrolytes for the day, and if the sun has set and they're about to go to bed and their kid hasn't been dragged off into the woods by a panther, then hey, it was a good day. And I feel like if you brought some of these people out from the jungle and you brought them back into society where we function today, in today's modern day, in a first world country, I don't know how they would survive, man. Because they're just used to the struggle, They're used to seeing things out there. I was talking to one of these people who lived out in this village rural area where we were just stopping by to get some supplies and stuff, and he told me about how on a regular basis at night they keep post and they have to keep watch because bears come out of the woods and attack them. And they have to kind of fend themselves off. And he was telling me about how this baby bear came out of the woods, broke a chair, and then just yeeted straight out of there. Dude, imagine having a freaking hairy beast come out of the woods at night trying to plunder and raid your home. That can't be fun, man. It just, And so I thought to myself, man, if he came out into society, he would have, he could watch Yogi the bear and just get PTSD, straight up. Yogi and Boo Boo giving him straight up some nightmares, son. He wouldn't be able to watch The Jungle Book because that is his life. He'd be like, oh, what is this Jungle Book? Is this a documentary? It's kind of, it's eye-opening, man, because we take a lot of the stuff we do every day for granted and what we have. So it always helps to give you a change of perspective. What else, man? But yeah, it was just a beautiful trip. Other than that, we got to see some really cool views. I saw this guy who lives up on the top of the mountains. He's considered kind of like a guru, and he was just, lighting the lamps is a tradition that we do in Indian culture. It's kind of like you saying hi to God, so to speak. When you light the lamp, It's kind of like you're lighting the fire. It probably dates back to like some, like, you know, how back in the days when we lived in caves, we used to light up the fires to signal to our friends that we're okay. But right now they're just kind of telling God what's up, you know, what's popping. They're sliding in God's DMs, and that shit's fire, boy, because they're lighting up them lamps, just letting them know up top, yo, we good down here, boy. You good up there, boy? I, you know? And God's just like, yo, fist bump. And they're like, I don't know what a fist bump is, boy, but just please don't let a drought hit us, and just give us crops for this year, and we'll be happy. And yeah, like everything else was cool, man. I visited a vineyard. I checked out some cool scenery and nature. I fed some monkeys, man. Monkeys are crazy, bro. Because the villagers, they don't give a fuck, son. They've been seeing these monkeys all throughout their life, so they came prepared, you know what I mean? I was feeding them popcorn, and they grabbed at my bag of popcorn trying to tear it away, and one of the villagers straight up just pulled out a fucking slingshot, boy. He came prepared, and guess what? With slingshots, you know how much ammo he has? That man has unlimited ammo, bro, because he's just picking up rocks. That shit is aimbot. It's not even aimbot. He probably had aimbot because of the amount of practice that he's had, but he also had unlimited ammo. That's just hacks, bro, life hacks. And so he pulled the slingshot back, and he straight up terrified these monkeys, bro. They just kind of ran away to do other monkey things, because they probably see that slingshot and they're like, oh shit, I'm about to get bopped right upside the head. It's not worth it for a little kernel, boy. For just one measly popcorn kernel. If it was like a whole bucket of KFC, maybe I would be willing to risk a little bit of granite to the dome, you know what I mean? But just for a popcorn kernel, man, just for a little nugget, nah, that shit is not worth, son. We about to dip. We about to make like the EDM artist and Diplo, son. So they just straight up made like the trampoline center here in Dubai, and they bounced. So that was all cool, man. I was able to see, and man, some of these monkeys, bro, they're ruthless, you know? Like there was this tiny monkey that was coming to just grab a couple, like just a few scrapes, you know? Like the big monkeys were like, you know, yeah, we feeding out you, boy, don't you even dare. And the little monkey just came, he's like, can I get just a little piece, just a little nibble? And the big monkey held him down, and I swear to God, bro, some of these monkeys, they want to show that they're the dominant male, you know, the alpha chimpanzee. And so he would grab him and just fuck him, bro. Just fuck him from the back. They're not monkeying around. That's how the phrase came about, because one monkey fucked the other monkey, and that monkey was like, wow, you really weren't monkeying around. You know what I mean? Monkey see, monkey do you, son. Monkey do you. And, you know? But that was my trip to India, man. And without further ado, I would like to move on to the Facebook shitpost of the day. Also, by the way, I just want to give a quick shout out. This podcast episode is dedicated to Siddharth, aka Chuddy, one of my high school buddies. You know, I was just kind of confused about what I want to do with this podcast and the direction I want to take it in, because I was considering just having guests on guests and really get off of the solo vibes. You know what I mean? Just don't do any more of these solo podcasts. But he came up to me, man, when I was like confused about it, and he was like, man, I really like the direction and the flow of these podcasts, and you know how you go from the Facebook shitpost to this and to that, and you know, I really like all of that. So this episode is dedicated to you, Sid. Thanks for taking me back to the basics. You know what I mean? It's like one of those backpacks that you get before school starts. Back to school basics, bro. That's how we're doing it right now. Strap on with that backpack, boy. And so, yeah, the Facebook shitpost of the day, guys. I think for our dedicated listeners out there, this one's for you. You probably remember one of the other earlier Facebook shitposts of the day where I talked about a woman who added me on there named Tender Destiny. Which, you know, she's a tender lover, she's a tender coconut. Nah, she's Tender Destiny, bro. And she straight up posts these pictures that just leave me confused. I don't know if I should be turned on by them or if I should just be straight up terrified. Well, I can't be turned on by them because I've seen her face, and that shit is anything but tender, bro. But it's like her face was in a blender, bro. Ain't nothing tender about that, you know what I mean? Someone suspend her out of school because tender ain't look like her face went through a blender. Oh man, Chris D'Elia and his mocking of Eminem is just hilarious. The way Eminem raps. I fake you to a blender. Yes, your name is tender because your face look like it went through a blender, and everybody should suspend her out of school and on a bender. Oh my god, I love Chris D'Elia, yo. Shout out to the Congratulations podcast. All right, so sorry this took so long, but it's what I do. I have a mild form of ADHD, not diagnosed. I just diagnosed myself because I'm egotistical and narcissistic that way. But I get off topic a lot. That's what we do on this podcast. We talk about whatever we want to talk about. And so here we go. This is the picture she posted, man. It says tender love knacks. I don't know what? Hello, sweetie friends. A naughty morning to you, sweetie friends. Naughty. I am cool as ice, hot as fire, depends on what you want. And now she had a fucking great opportunity there, guys, to make it rhyme by at least saying, I'm cool as ice, hot as fire, depends on what you desire. That's what I would have done if I was Tender Destiny, but she doesn't take control of the situation. She doesn't, like, life hands her literally, life is like, come on, Tender, you got this. And then she says, knacks. TLC always. What does TLC mean? Shit, I don't know, dude. The Learning Channel? Somebody needs to tell this woman to get off Facebook, man. And she's got chains in her mouth because you need a little bit of that. You need a little bit of that aluminum in your mouth every day. You know what I mean? Because if you ain't getting a little bit of that metallic taste through your taste buds every once in a while, what are you doing, boy? And so Tender, man, shout out to you. I don't know what you're trying to show with this picture, but goddamn, after looking at this, you got me fiending for some fish. I don't know why, but like seeing all that metal just running through your veins, shit. I'm fiending for a little bit of that. Little bit of that tuna salad, if you know what I mean. Oh man. I think at this point, just because I am paranoid about the camera rolling and things of that nature, and because I'm in a new setting right now, I'm going to cut to a break really quick and we will be right back. And onward. All right, guys, we are good to go. I just had to make sure that we were still rolling. Because shit, keep rolling, you know? Guys, I wanted to talk about, my coworker showed me the other day that she drinks this Chinese herbal tea. And as soon as I saw it, I smelled the tea packets and I instantly recognized what this was, man. When I was a kid, my sister used to take this Chinese herbal tea, which is made with some special kind of ingredients that makes you, I don't want to put it crassly, but it makes you shit your living brains out. So what happens is, in general, you mix this herbal tea, concoction, and you drink it up, and a couple hours later you feel like Satan has grabbed hold of your intestines and he's pulling it straight out of your anus, boy, straight out of your starfish out the back end. You know what I mean? You feel like whatever you have eaten that day is about to be like, yo, we're taking an express trip to Guatemala, boy. And so all you can do and think at that time is, I need to go to the toilet right now. So I've experienced this before. Like, I was curious, like I was a little curious George when I was a kid, and I used to see my sis indulging in these and she would just go through hell after taking these. So I was like, how bad can it be? So I put 2 bags in. For you guys who are unaware, 2 tea bags of this stuff is like, man, it's like going and competing at the Olympics if you've never trained a day in your life, bro. And you're going for the pole jump, except when you do the pole jump, the pole sticks up your ass and comes out of your mouth. You know what I mean? Because that is how brutal this stuff is, man. And so she was telling me about how, my coworker was telling me about how she takes it at work. And when she's stuck in meetings and stuff, sometimes it starts kicking in. And she's just like, oh my God, I gotta go. I gotta go right now just to, And dude, supposedly these are supposed to be slimming teas, right? It's the new fad that, it's not new, it's been around forever, but girls supposedly take this and say that it helps them lose weight. It's a cleansing tea, so to speak. But man, at that point, you might as well take a fucking laxative, bro, because you at least know what you're getting with a laxative. You know, I don't know what they put in this stuff, but I shit you not, no pun intended, this thing makes you, man, when you gotta go. If I had to describe one location, if I had to use one location to describe this tea, it would be Niagara Falls, bro, because you're the maid of the mist, just straight up. It's like, man, Cthulhu just coming out of your ass with catharsism, man. It's just like, you're just flushing everything out and you're sweating and you're just, man. You feel, once it's done, you feel relieved, but only for 10 minutes, man. And then that feeling is back in again, son. Or should I say, you want to get that feeling back out again, bro. You're straight up flushing so many times that the freaking, you know, the water maintenance people are like, what the hell's going on in that house? I want to know. They up to some freaky deaky, boy. Man, you know, like, if you're gonna pay for these type of Chinese herbal teas, just fly out to a third world country and catch some dengue, bro, because it's free at least, you know? And people are gonna look at you and, oh my God, Claire, she looks so different. What did she do to herself? Oh, girl, I heard she's on that new dengue diet. You know what I'm saying? It's that third world weight loss program that you just can't beat. Oh, man. Because I feel like if you're going to do these kind of things, at least eat clean while you're at it. You know, that was the funniest thing of all. She was telling me about how she had just taken some the other day and how she was taking some today as well. And guess what she ordered for lunch? McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm shitting it. Man, how are you going to order McDonald's and go through all of that pain to flush out all of that McAloo shitty out of your system just to fucking order some more of that Big Mac? Brah, brah. That's savage, bro. That's savage. Honestly, I give props to her. That's some, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. When you're willing to sacrifice your digestive tract just to keep your McDonald's diet intact. And will I ever try this tea again? Hell no. Hell to the no. Unless I'm feeling a little kinky and I'm trying to like give myself enemas for no reason all throughout the day. Nah, son, I'm not about to indulge in that kind of lifestyle. That's some hardcore, man. I've done this tattoo twice. It took me 3 hours. And you know, it was painful as all hell. I've broken my jaw a little bit. I've dislocated my jaw. I've poured hot tea and got third-degree burns across my thighs when I was a kid. And I would still say taking that tea is one of the most hard things I've ever had to endure, you know? And that's where we're going with this podcast, guys. What are we doing? We're talking about poopy. We're talking about poopy about 15 minutes in, and that's how it's gonna be. I want you guys to know that this is primarily a comedy podcast, and so I just speak my spiel. And if that tends to appeal to the broader audience, then good for them. If you don't like it, then please switch off. Because I want the fan base who thinks this shit is funny. You know, no pun intended one more time. But man, I was thinking the other day, something that would be cool would be to have a podcast, right? I just kind of thought of this idea where it's a podcast where I'm engaging in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where I'm kind of grappling with the guest. And once one of us taps out, the podcast is over. Obviously, it would have to be a podcast filled with other jiu-jitsu practitioners, because otherwise it would be a quick podcast of me just tapping out people who have never done it before. But yeah, I thought that would be kind of cool. We're just talking different topics while we're rolling on the floor, you know, trying to tap each other, submit each other. And I want to know what you guys think about that. I feel like it would be kind of cool. Speaking about martial arts, man, goddamn, I've been going for Muay Thai classes, and we just have to spar where, like this last class, we were doing body shots, where no, that's not where you lie down and take tequila shots off of people's stomachs, you fucking college graduate straight out of a frat school. I'm talking about body shots where you're punching the other person, jabbing, crossing on their abdomen and chesticle area. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of body shots I'm talking about. And I went up against this English dude, really cool fella. He's a good friend of mine in the class. And man, he's just a powerful beast, bro. Like, he's able to land these shots on me that just debilitate me. You know what I mean? Like, I fall to the floor feeling it. Like, when he punches me in my stomach, it knocks the wind out of me so freaking bad that I literally have to fall down and, like, you know, take a breather for like a minute, man. And he even did it to this girl who had like rock solid abs, and even she went down for 5 seconds, son. Even her body was like, what you doing, honey? Are you being hunted right now? No? Then why are you like taking this much pain to your midsection? Are you being like, have you been betrayed by a close friend and stabbed in your stomach? Because this isn't normal. That's what her body was probably thinking, because that's what my brain's telling me every time he punches me. But then I talked to him at the end of the class. Sorry if I'm going on a really fast rate here. I just like to keep things flowing quicker on these podcasts. I feel like it's more enjoyable to listen to that way. But at the end of class, man, I asked him, you know, I was like, man, your punches are crazy. They just kind of like put you down for a second, bro. And his reasoning for dishing out those hard, brutal body shots, where he's like, dude, mate, my cardio's not that good. And so when I'm going up against you and other females who I know their cardio is much better than mine, I just go for that one wallop, you know what I mean? I hit them with that one hitter that just kind of puts them down for a bit, so I can, you know I can get a breather. And man, yo, that is the craziest reasoning I've ever heard in my life, bro. Dude dishes out an extremely strong punch that he knows is gonna knock the other person on the ground just because he knows his cardio isn't on par with the person he's going up against. Yo, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. What else is amazing is that with that herbal tea, the Chinese tea thing, man, I just had to go back to that because of the fact that they name it a Chinese herbal tea. At least be realistic about it. You know, they have a picture of a beautiful woman on the package with that tea. And they call it a herbal tea, man. It's not that, it's anything but that. You know something is deeply wrong when you take that tea. And I'm thinking to myself, how dare they call it herbal? You know, Chinese herbal tea, man. I bet when the first person to like figure out what Chinese people should be called, like one of the Chinamen was like figuring out what to call the Chinese people. He had just drank this tea and he was having a discussion with his mates, and they were like, what should be national name of all Chinese people? And he had just drank the tea an hour ago, so he's like thinking about it, and he's like, what about Craig? And the other Chinese folk are like, nah, not ethnic enough. And he's like, what about Brian? And they're like, nah, too white, too much guaylo. And then the tea starts kicking in, so he's like, what about you, Lee? Wow. And they're like, oh my God, you've got it. Os. But dude, man, that would have been hilarious, huh? Because I know for a fact, once you take that thing, you're going down for the count, son. You're sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. What else? Think. Did I want to touch upon anything else? I don't know, guys. I want you to let me know what you think about the flow of these episodes are. If you have any guests that you would like to come on here and talk to me with, who you think have an interesting story to tell, please let me know. Or if you think it's yourself as well, I'm always open to suggestions. I'm about to get some really interesting guests in the coming future because I actually have a list of people that I want to have on. Some of the episodes are going to be kind of interview-ish style, and you'll be able to tell. Those are the people who I really want their story to be told more. And some of them are just going to be casual conversation with the boys, you know, because I feel like those are going to be the more lighthearted, joking type episodes. I've been playing this game on my phone called Crashy Cats. This is not a sponsorship or anything. Man, I fucking wish I had a sponsorship. Someone hit me out there, you know what I mean? Because this podcast doesn't have any sponsors. And but yeah, this app is really cool. I highly recommend it. It's just, you play as a cat and you run through obstacles. It's kind of like Angry Birds, but not really. It's a runner type game where you're just running as a cat, crashing into different stuff. And I found it to be a lot of fun. I play it on the metro on the way back from work, unless I'm reading a book or something. I've been getting into a bunch of interesting books. I'm thinking about reading I Am Malala next. But, you know, I kind of don't want to read depressing type books, and I know that this one's probably going to be a little depressing. But, you know, sometimes you just got to be sad because that reminds you about the happy times in life. I've also been I've been trying to, on the days that I train, I've been trying to eat less carbs because I find that it just keeps me quicker, it keeps me sharper, and it keeps my stamina a lot better. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I've been trying in general. I skip breakfast most of the days, and I just start eating for the first time at around 12 to maybe 1 o'clock. I'll start with something simple and liquid, maybe like a soup, and then after that I'll go on to have like a heavy, you know, salad or chicken, just grilled chicken with veggies after I'm done working out. And I just find that it helps me stay more efficient at work as well. You know, what about people that say, you know what? We're gonna switch gears real quick, and we're gonna get onto a segment I like to call "What Really Boils My Ramen Noodle," which is talking about pet peeves of mine and stuff like that. One thing that I really hate is people that use the phrase "work hard, play hard," because these people go, you know, I work hard during the weekday, but guess what? I also play hard. Bro, stop using that, because that is so annoying, man. What are you playing? What are you playing hard, man? Are you playing video games? Huh? If it was work hard, party hard, all right, I'd kind of get it, you know? Work hard, relax hard, sure. Work hard, play hard. And I know this originated off of the song and stuff like that, but like, what are you trying to say with this, man? What if all this person does through the weekend is jerk off? And he's like, I work hard, but I also play hard. He plays with himself hard. And I mean, I guess that classifies as playing hard. What if what if his consideration of like, I feel like it's not an appropriate term to use, because some of the things people might consider their recreational activities wouldn't be considered playing. What if his idea of a good time is lighting some candles and meditating? And he's like, I work hard and I play hard. And you just come into his room and he's just, hey man, I'm playing hard. Could you shut the door? Get the fuck out of here with your shit like that, boy. Bro, you can play with these nuts. Yo, one of my mates, last night we were going out, and he looked straight at me and he goes, yo, have you ever met Candace? And I was like, Candace? No, I know one Candace. I don't know who you're talking about though. And he goes, Candy's nuts fit in your mouth, boy? Yo. Oh my God, that shit was hilarious, bro. But yeah, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Guys, it is episode 10 of the Instant Ramen podcast. It has been great to sit here and chat with y'all like usual. If you like that, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification button on so you know when I'm posting. It is episode 10 of the Instant Ramen podcast. It's your boy, out.